Welcome to Badminton Unlimited, your weekly access to badminton action and beyond. This week we report on Ireland's national team and its bold plan to compete with the elites of the sport. And we preview the All England Championships as it opens the MetLife World Superseries campaign. It may not be a country which we would readily associate badminton with, but Ireland has a rich history in the sport. The country was a founding member of the world governing body, and Irish-born Frank Devlin won an astonishing 18 All England titles in the late 20s and early 30s. Whilst badminton faded thereafter, it has seen some signs of regrowth of late. In 2008, they made Olympic history as two of their players made the cut for the Beijing Games. Scott Evans and Chloe McGee were the proud representatives at their respective singles events and were flying the flag high again in London 2012.
There's been a lot of big advancements in badminton, a lot more members playing it, and also now with a lot of coverage, especially like in the English League now, which is a neighbour of ours. Sky Sports cover that as well, so we've got players that are involved in that. So there's a good coverage to the game, which is helping promote it even more in our country.
The team's achievements have seen an upswing in television coverage, and this was further enhanced as they featured at the 2015 European Mixed Team Championships in Belgium. This was the first time the national side had qualified for this premier event. It gave them an opportunity to rub shoulders with Europe's elite.
It's been getting better, the image, and now we've got more media following us now ever since we've qualified in November, all the way back then. So when we won the qualifying, we had a lot of media coverage, so it's becoming a lot more popular now after that win.
We were blessed to have the qualification group in Ireland as well. So to have a home qualification group and have it in Dublin, where we got to pack out a hall, show them the national team, and then not only that, qualify then to be in the top 12 teams in Europe. It's a big statement for us, being one of the smaller countries, but we really believe that we were good enough to qualify and maybe even do even more when we're here at this competition.
Ireland rose to the occasion as they made it to the quarterfinals when they lost to eventual champions Denmark 3-1. Overall, though, it had been an enriching experience.
It's really good to get us in the European Championships, so people of Ireland might start showing more interest in the sport. So it'll be good for publicity in Ireland to get more people playing badminton and get younger players playing again.
So far, so good then for Ireland. And the catalyst for the sport's growth is down to their focus on grassroots development.
We've got a 4-year strategy where we've tried to introduce a lot of new things to Irish badminton. We've got a technique program, which is like a white to black belt, like similar to karate system, where players can go up different stages of their development in their badminton, and then they can get a coloured t-shirt to represent where they are in the technique level. So this is something that we introduced in this 4-year period that has been a huge success. We've got the schools program, which is really important for getting badminton into schools. And then we've also got a good high performance system which helps players get involved from national squads from under 13, 15, 17, 19 all the way to these guys who are the senior squad.
Badminton Ireland have a good structure in place now. They've got their Badminton Ireland Academy and they've got a lot of good young players coming through. And I think when they see us kind of competing at things like this and going for Olympics, and it really gives them the buzz to want to do it too. So I think in the future Ireland will be a good nation in badminton, and with some of the juniors coming through, I'm confident that they'll be pretty good.
Chloe McGee has been one of the players that has benefited from the system in Ireland. She made her Olympic debut at just 19 years of age in 2008. And now, with the 2016 edition around the corner, it's a chance to complete a hat-trick of appearances on the biggest badminton stage.
2015 is going to be an exciting year. There's the Baku Games, there's the Olympic Games, there's so many other tournaments in between. So it's going to be a long year, a lot of challenges, but one that I'm really looking forward to.
Scott Evans is the national team's #1 men's singles player. Although he's only 27 years old, he's seen the numerous changes that have affected the badminton scene in his country and knows ultimately it's what you prove on the court that matters.
I think the game is getting more and more popular. If you look at the numbers in Badminton Ireland, they're improving every year. I think we're supported quite well in Ireland, but of course the better that you do results and the higher you become in the world rankings, the better that you get supported and more sponsors, and it's just a gradual kind of road. So the better you do, the more money you can earn. So I think for us, we need to just focus on doing a lot of training and getting some good results, and then not worry about the other side.
And there's no shortage of opportunities for the younger players to prove their worth, as the year ahead is a packed one.
We've got Sam and Chloe's younger brother Joshua, who now plays doubles with Sam, who are now bidding to try and make maybe 2015 Baku Games, the European Games. So we've got a lot of talented players coming through, and all quite young. But we're hoping that we can have 3 athletes qualified for 2016, and we've had players like now all making top 50 in the world. Scott Evans making his highest ranking of 30. We've got a mixed pairing in the top 30 in the world. We've got lady singles in the top 40 in the world. We've got a lot of good players coming through and highly ranked, so it's looking good come 2016.
Exciting times lie ahead for badminton in Ireland. For the players and the administrators, it's about maintaining the momentum. The team has a generation of shuttlers who are having a real impact on the growth of the sport. Can they return to the glories of the past? They certainly think so. In this week's trivia, did you know that China's Zhao Yunlei was the most successful player in the World Superseries tournaments last season? The 28-year-old racked up an awe-inspiring 8 titles in the doubles category. She was also awarded BWF's Female Player of the Year for 2014. When we get back, we catch up with Thailand's new leading man, Tanongsak Saensomboonsuk. Ever since an 18-year-old Ratchanok Intanon burst onto the scene in 2013 as the youngest ever singles world champion, Thailand has been receiving a lot of attention. In the women's singles format, the Southeast Asian nation has been adept at producing a number of talented players. The likes of Busanan Ongbunhumpan and Nichaon Jindapon are currently in the top 20 and threaten to break into the elite of the sport. Even though the achievements in the men's singles hasn't been as dramatic as their female counterparts, there is one shuttler who is bullish about his personal ambitions. Tanongsak Saensomboonsuk.
I want to be in the top 10 and hope to keep my rankings as high as I can. If I'm able to do this, it will help with the Olympics qualification because I really want to be at the Summer Games.
แรงกิ้งครับแล้วก็ทำให้ติดโอลิมปิกให้ได้ครับ
Our cameras were in the country's capital, Bangkok, recently to catch up with the 24-year-old as he was getting ready to defend his champion's crown at the upcoming regional tournament, the Southeast Asian Games. Saensomboonsuk's badminton journey began thanks to his father.
เริ่มแบบตั้งแต่9 ขวบครับเพราะว่า
I actually started playing badminton when I was about 9 years old. It was my dad who took me to a badminton court to play. From then on, I was immediately hooked. My playing style is more about attacking, varying from executing drop shots and counter-attacking moves.
เน้นตบเน้นกระชากครับเกมบุกครับ
What started out as bonding sessions between father and son soon became more serious. The world number 20 began playing for local club BG Sport in a bid to take his badminton aspirations further. In 2004, national selectors spotted Saensomboonsuk's talent and brought him into the country's badminton setup. He continued to develop, and by the time he was 19 years old, he'd already won the Thailand Smiling Fish International Series twice. He continued to blaze a trail. In 2010, he made his debut at a World Superseries event. He caught the eye of many as he made it to the Malaysia Open quarterfinals. He went on to prove that this wasn't a one-off. Over the next 3 years, Saensomboonsuk reached the finals of 2 Grand Prix gold tournaments and grabbed a SEA Games gold medal. The young Thai also rose as high as 9th in the world rankings. But that was as good as it got for him, as 2014 was barren in comparison. Despite an unproductive season, the Thai shuttler isn't allowing it to bother him.
ก็คงไม่กดดันนะครับแล้วคง
There wasn't much pressure on me. I just wanted to get the experience and learn from it so I can get better. My goals this year is to be happy, play with confidence, and with no fear or
อาจจะ
pressure.
เป็นเพราะว่าเรามั่นใจในการเล่นด้วยครับเราก็เลยทำผลงานได้ดีครับ
Nevertheless, Thai administrators of the sport are still optimistic that young players like Saensomboonsuk will soon reach their full potential.
ตอนนี้เรามีเท่าที่เห็นกันตอนนี้
As the world we have already seen now, we have produced a world champion in Ratchanok Intanon. There are also promising players who are in both the men's singles and men's doubles. I am confident that our youth players will soon be able to step up and rub shoulders amongst the world's best. I also hope that eventually that these same players will become Olympic
เริ่ม
champions.
ต้นด้วยการเป็นแชมป์เยาวชนโลกก่อนแล้วก็ก้าวไปสู่การเป็นแชมป์โอลิมปิกนะครับผม
The Saensomboonsuk revival is well underway. The player plans to build on his semi-final finish in January's Malaysia Masters by retaining his SEA Games crown later in the year.
ก็คงเตรียมตัวอย่างเต็มที่ครับก็
I am fully prepared for the tournament and feel ready to defend my title. I'm not feeling any pressure. I think my offensive game has improved and became better. For now, I just need to keep practicing and work hard so that I can improve myself even further. I actually have very simple ambitions for myself, that is, to win a medal at the Olympics and climb as high as I can in the world
เก็บ
rankings.
คะแนนเก็บแรงกิ้งไปเรื่อยครับให้อยู่ในท็อป 10 ในประมาณ 4-5 ปีนี้ครับ
If Tanongsak Saensomboonsuk is able to keep his focus and take one step at a time, 2015 could yet be a defining year for Thailand's biggest men's singles hope. Germany was the venue for the first European Grand Prix Gold event of 2015. The city of Mülheim provided the battleground last week for the latest edition of the Yonex German Open. Opening proceedings on finals day was the mixed doubles, as European powerhouse Denmark was represented on both sides of the net. Top seeds Joachim Fischer-Nielsen and Christina Pedersen faced compatriots Mads Pieler Kolding and Camilla Ritter-Juhl. Having already opened their title account in January at the Malaysia Masters, world number 2 Fischer-Nielsen and Pedersen were hoping to add a second. If only it was that simple. Sixth seeds Pieler Kolding and Juhl proved to be better on the day, defeating their fellow Danes in straight games 21-18, 21-17. The women's singles final saw top seed Sung Ji-hyun take on Spaniard Carolina Marin. Having lost in the final last year, the Korean was a player on a mission this time round. With the score tied at 1 apiece, Sung was able to keep her composure better than the world champion as she nailed the deciding game. Final score 21-15, 14-21, 21-6. Danish world number 2 Jano Jorgensen went up against Indonesia's Dionysius Hayom Rombaka in the men's singles final. Where the head-to-heads are concerned, the stats do not make easy reading for fans of the Southeast Asian shuttler. In 5 previous meetings, Jorgensen has triumphed in all. And there was no letting up. The reigning European champion breezed past Rombaka in just over 30 minutes, winning in straight games 21-12, 21-13. The women's doubles final saw Della Destiara Harris and Rosita Eka Putrisari keeping up the Indonesia-Denmark rivalry in Germany as they went up against Christina Pedersen and Camilla Ritter-Juhl. The top-seeded Danes took the first game against the unseeded Indonesians with relative ease, but found themselves in the rubber when Harris and Putrisari fought back to level the score. But the fight back had taken its toll as Pedersen and Juhl quickly took advantage of the Indonesians' obvious fatigue. They raced through the final game to grab the match. Final score 21-18, 17-21, 21-9. In the men's doubles, Russia was keen to flex its muscle as its top men's doubles pair, Vladimir Ivanov and Ivan Sozonov, faced Denmark's Mads Conrad Pedersen and Mads Pieler Kolding. Inspired by his mixed partners double win earlier in the day, Pieler Kolding was looking to double up this time with Conrad Petersen. In a hard-fought match, the world number 12 duo came out tops against the Russians, 22-20, 21-19 the final score. The Yonex German Open may have come to a close, but fret not, badminton fans. This week we head to the UK for the prestigious All England Championships. This week's Players of the Week are Denmark's mixed doubles duo Mads Pilo Kolding and Camilla Rytter-Juhl. The world number 12 pair had just taken home their first title together for the 2015 season. They defeated compatriots Joachim Fischer-Nielsen and Christina Pedersen in straight games at the Yonex German Open. Both Pilo Kolding and Rytter-Juhl went on to clinch the men's and women's doubles titles respectively, capping a remarkable day for the Danes. After the break, we take a look ahead at the prestigious All England Championships as the best in the world get ready to open their World Super Series campaign. With the World Super Series about to start, let's have a look at who topped the BWF Destination Dubai rankings at the end of last term. After a sensational 2014 and a World Super Series finals win, it's no surprise that Chunlong ended up on top of the pile in the men's singles format. The 26-year-old from China will be hoping to reclaim the upcoming All England Championship crown. Despite being absent from the UAE due to injury, Li Sheray's outstanding World Super Series performances last term meant she just held on to top spot in the women's singles ahead of her compatriot Wang Zhixian. No surprise in the men's doubles, Lee Yong-tae and Yoo Yeon-sung finished in the number 1 spot. The Koreans not only grabbed gold in Dubai, but showed their class throughout 2014, as they won 4 World Super Series events, which included 3 consecutive titles. Misaki Matsutomo and Ayaka Takahashi secured top spot in the rankings with an energy-sapping win at the World Super Series finals. It was a first win in the finals for the Japanese pairing, and it was a rewarding finale to a good year for them. In the mixed doubles, Xu Chen and Ma Jin ended the season as the number 1 duo, despite their countrymen Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei taking the gold at the World Super Series finals. The top finish was reward for Xu and Ma's consistency throughout 2014. They ended the season with 2 wins and 3 runners-up spots in the World Super Series. Don't forget, you can find out more about the World Super Series rankings and much more by logging on to www.bwfworldsuperseries.com. Having been in existence since 1899, the All England Championships is not only the oldest badminton tournament, but also one of the most prestigious. Next week, the world's best shuttlers will once again descend upon host city Birmingham to compete for one of the most coveted titles on the BWF calendar.
I regard All England as one of the biggest events overall. I respect a lot of good tournaments, but I still believe that for the players, All England is regarded as historical, the oldest tournament, and therefore it is very, very special to be put on the list of the winners of the tournament.
With Olympic, world and European champions battling it out for glory at the Barclaycard Arena, Badminton Unlimited looks ahead to the highly anticipated 2015 All England Championships with all the facts and figures. 6th seeds Chris and Gabby Adcock will be attempting to become the first English champions since Nathan Robertson and Gail Ems took the mixed doubles title in 2005. But the current Commonwealth gold medalists will have to be at their best to make finals weekend. The Adcocks have a potential quarterfinal meeting against All England champions Tontawi Ahmad and Liliana Natsir. Having won the last 3 mixed doubles titles, the Indonesians are the ones to beat in this category.
On the Friday night, that's where All England really comes alive, the quarterfinals on the Friday nights, and obviously with a home crowd behind us, it'd be an amazing atmosphere to try and play the 3 times champions. Obviously they're a very strong pair and they've got a good chance of retaining the title, but hopefully we can stop them.
Muhammad Ahsan and Hendra Setiawan's win last year ended Indonesia's 11-year wait to reclaim the men's doubles title. The pair is looking to defend their crown in Birmingham, but will be tested in this fiercely contested field. You know that world number 1 Lee Yong-dae and Yu Yeon-seong mean business when the newly hitched Yu cancelled his honeymoon to prepare for the tournament. While the Koreans may have scaled back on festivities, Matthias Bo and Carsten Mogensen are poised for their trademark Gangnam-style celebrations. The Danish duo have been in good form and recently delighted fans with their footwork as they celebrated their title at the Syed Modi Championships in India. Also attempting to make their way to the top of the podium are Hiroyuki Endo and Kenichi Hayakawa. After coming up short at 2 consecutive finals, the Japanese pair are hoping to go one better this year.
Previously, we lacked the confidence and the belief that we're capable of winning. That is why we lost in the finals.
We have been training hard for the All England. We want to do our best and win this time.
Looking to become the first Indian woman ever to win an All-England title is Saina Nehwal. With a strong finish to 2014 and victory at the Syed Modi Championships last month, the world number 3 looks back to her best. But she'll face stern competition from long-standing rival Wang Shixian. Well rested after a 2-month break, the 2-time All-England champion will arrive fresh on English soil to defend her women's singles title. Spain's leading lady, Carolina Marin, is also keen to add to her list of titles. The world champion knows she can unsettle the very best when she's on her game.
I'm thinking to play on the final. I get the gold medal, but I know it's going to be really difficult and I need to think match by match.
In the women's doubles, China's Yu Yang and Wang Xiaoli are seeking their 4th All-England victory. The top seeds will be defending their title for a second time to make it an impressive 3 wins in a row. But in-form compatriots Zhao Yunlei and Tian Qing are the pair to watch out for, as the world champions look to reclaim their crown they won in 2012. And world number 2 Misaki Matsutomo and Ayaka Takahashi aim to challenge the Chinese juggernaut. Their ability to regularly reach finals of top-tier competitions makes the consistent Japanese pair genuine title contenders. The men's singles event looks to be one of the most competitive for a number of years. Double Olympic champion Lin Dan is going for his 6th All-England title. Though still regarded as one of the best shuttlers of the modern era, some may question if the 31-year-old can hold off the younger crop of top players in the field. Compatriot Chen Long is China's new leading male shuttler. The world champion has shown he can be just as exciting and deceptive as Super Dan on court. And there's India's new badminton star, Kidambi Srikanth. His meteoric rise to 4th in the world last season was nothing short of impressive. And let's not forget, the Indian player successfully tamed Lin Dan last year in his own backyard at the China Open. Janne Jorgensen has also thrown down the gauntlet. The European champion has high hopes of reaching the finals for the first time. The Danish ace climbed to a career high of number 2 in the world rankings last month and will head to England in good touch as he bids to become the first Dane since Peter Gøder in 1999 to win the men's singles title.
When Peter won in '99, I was a little kid. I was hiding behind the couch at my parents' home and watching the game. It was against Taufik. So yeah, I really hope I can be part of the history and do well.
Be prepared for an explosive start to the first BWF World Superseries event of the 2015 season. With all the biggest badminton heroes from around the globe at the All England Championships, we can be guaranteed of high intensity, fast-paced and top-class badminton action. Let's find out what's happening on the international circuit with our Badminton Unlimited calendar. Next week on Badminton Unlimited, we're in Germany to report on the progress of the country's women players. See you next week.